Rock on, dudes! And welcome to another Fire Emblem Heroes unit analysis. Before we start with the video, I just want to extend an invitation to all of you watching to join us on Discord. The link is in the description box down below. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm putting a lot of effort into it with my extremely limited free time, and it helps me out incredibly. Thanks a lot! This time, we're gonna be taking a look at the Crimson Flash herself, Marisa. Marisa is the reward for the newest Tempest Trials event, Shrouded by the Storm, and is to no surprise an infantry sword unit. Unfortunately, Marisa suffers from the same curse as she does on her game of origin, Fire Emblem the Sacred Stones, being compared to and overshadowed by other sword units, mainly Joshua. However, this doesn't mean she is a bad unit at all, and I'm here to talk about her stats, skill inheritance, and potential partners in hope to bring out the best of her. As mentioned before, Marisa is a Tempest Trials reward unit, meaning that she has no access to IVs and high merge counts, but also coming as a guaranteed 5-star for every player. These are her stats with her base kit equipped. If there is something worth mentioning here, it is that she comes with Infantry Pulse 3, which is a 5-star exclusive skill that only 2 other units possess as of now. HP defense is nothing worth writing home about, but it brings her effective bulk up quite nicely, for being a cheap and already built-in skill. Wodao Plus will help her get more KOs, since her strength is anything but stellar, and Glimmer synergizes quite well with Wodao, given the enemy doesn't have a ridiculous amount of defense. As I said before, Marisa being a Tempest Trials reward has no access to IVs, so every Marisa out there will be neutral. Her base stat total sits at 163, parallel to that of Ira and a couple of other units, and 1 point below Joshua. Her standout stat is her HP at 46, being the second highest HP stat for any infantry unit as of now. Let's get to the builds. As is customary for my channel, I'll be kicking this section off with a budget-friendly build, aimed to those that want to get something out of their free 5-star unit without needing to invest too much into her. This first set is extremely cheap to build and will prove incredibly useful against strong melee threats while still being able to take a hit or two from ranged enemies thanks to her amazing HP. She sits at a super comfortable 36 base speed, which will help her avoid double attacks from pretty much everything after a single home speed or some ally support. Player phase bonfires will proc 28 damage, while enemy phase ones will grant a powerful 31 damage boost before any kind of buffs. Quick Repost is pretty much the best thing you can run on the B-slot of an enemy phase-oriented character, so we put that there. A lot of enemies will struggle to bring her down from even Quick Repost 2 range, since her HP stat and defense are sky high. Infantry Pulse opens up a plethora of possibilities for team building, and since her HP is so high, it is pretty much guaranteed to proc on all of her allies. Run a slaying weapon user on your team and unleash ridiculous first turn special moves. You can alternatively give her Panic Ploy Sacred Seal to deal with heavy buff-oriented teams, which you might encounter in Arena Assault, and with her insane HP stat, she will be able to panic most armored units and dragons, which is super handy. Not much else to say for this one. Quick budget build to have around in your barracks for Arena and Arena Assault fun, and a reliable tank for the upcoming Tempest Trials, which will boost her stats even further. Now onto a more expensive player phase build. Marisa's HP, defenses, and speed will grant her many safe ways to approach the deadly Brazen Desperation combo. After she hits 75% of her health, which is 35 or less, her stats will be at 53 attack and 43 speed, prior to any buffs. Summoner and ally support have the potential to bump these stats all the way up to 57 attack and 47 speed, which should be able to completely sweep enemies in the player phase with a guaranteed Moonbow in every combat. Life and Death 3 is a more affordable option that can really benefit her, since her effective bulk is not really bothered by having some defense and resistance taken off. Wings of Mercy Dancers greatly benefit this setup, since she will most likely be in that range all of the time. Slap one on her team with powerful support abilities, and she will tear through your enemies like it's nothing. Performance Arts Asura is a particularly great partner for her, since her base Triangle Adept skill will let her deal with strong blue units that may cause some trouble for Marisa. Strong Wings of Mercy green units with reposition also benefit her greatly in case you need to retreat. Another great way to put Marisa's high HP to use is this all-rounder distant counter build. As previously mentioned, She gets a lot of mileage out of her HP by using Panic Ploy and Infantry Pulse. A plus speed refinement on her weapon will help her avoid pretty much any potential double, especially after applying Panic. Her bulk, coupled with her decent speed, will make her almost impossible to kill in one hit, and she will be able to counterattack and activate Moonbow against every single enemy not running a Fire Sweep weapon. Summoner support is a fantastic option for this type of build, as she will be using all of her stats all the time, and the extra 5 HP from it guarantees that you will be able to activate Panic Ploy even of high HP Armored and Dragon units, which are the ones that usually want to play around buffs. Being a bait-oriented set, you may want to consider running heavy buffing allies around her, like Brave Lucina, Ephraim, Erika, or New Year's Corin. And lastly, we have a variant of the budget set at the beginning, but geared up for ultimate melee destruction. Steady Breath, coupled with Quick Riposte and Close Defense 3, will give her 44 defense and a guaranteed Ignis proc on any enemy initiation. Ignis hitting for 45 damage thanks to Wodao and her sky-high defense. Factoring a quick buff and ally support, she will comfortably sit at 50 defense and 50 damage Ignis procs, which will be more than enough to take down even strong blue threats. This, however, trades off the capability of dealing with ranged enemies during enemy phase, so a strong ranged counter like Fjorm would make for a great ally. It is also worth mentioning that archers and daggers will have a hard time dealing any meaningful damage to her and will charge her Ignis for her to use on the player phase, so not all is lost if she needs to bait a ranged enemy. You might also want to run her in a team with a healer that can help her get back into quick riposte range should the need ever arise. Her high HP, coupled with the increased resistance from Close Defense 3, will be enough to take on the threat of a Dragon team, since they all have to attack from melee range. And that is Marisa in Fire Emblem Heroes. In my opinion, her incredible HP stat is what sets her apart from units like Joshua, who can run almost the same sets as her, but it's not really worth it to use a refined weapon over the personal ones. I really think that if you give her the chance to shine, you won't be disappointed. With that said, I hope you enjoyed the video and that I could show you some fun ways to use this latest free unit. That's going to be it for this Fire Emblem Heroes character analysis. This is Mega Rex signing out, and I hope you'll have a radical day. Keep rocking!